In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create any workflow you can imagine for n8n using ChatGPT. So first, we're going to start with this prompt. I'll drop this in the description below. All this prompt is saying is create me a JSON file that I can import into n8n that follows what the workflow that I'm asking for, and basically then it just has a bunch of guardrails saying try not to break this. So all we need to do is take this little bit that says describe and tell it what we're after. So I'm going to say create a workflow that observes an ocean database, and when a new page is added, summarize it using a OpenAI agent, and if there's anything I need to do, send me an email. So this is a fairly simple workflow. In principle, it'd probably be quicker to just build this in n8n. But you can obviously you can tell it to build anything. And the more complex the workflow you're building, the more kind of crazy logic it has to it, the better it is doing it this way and starting in GPT. So anyway, we're just going to run that and see what it comes back with. So you can see here that it's creating all the JSON. Annoyingly, so Claude doesn't do this. Claude tends to give you the actual file that you can just import. GPT has a tendency to do this. It just gives you the JSON and expects you to kind of copy and paste it. You could obviously copy and paste it directly into a JSON text file and then just import that. But I mean, if we're going this far, getting GPT to build our n8n workflows, we may as well double down on the laziness and just tell GPT, download this. Okay, it's done its thing. So we're going to say download it. Okay, 3 days later, and it's come back with a link to download a JSON file. So I'm going to click that, download, and then if we go over to n8n, let me just get rid of all this. If you click the 3 dots in the top right here and click import file, that one, there we go. And so we can see it's imported the file that we created. Now you can see we're going to need to go through and add credentials, API tokens, and authentication, all that sort of stuff. And some things aren't perfect. So here, for example, this isn't wrong, but it's posting to the OpenAI API. What would kind of be a slightly more sane way of doing this is just, using the OpenAI agent directly, like doing that. So let's get rid of that. So yeah, it has its limitations, but in terms of doing a first pass, obviously, like in a situation like this where it's a fairly simple workflow, it kind of doesn't really make sense to do this. But as I said earlier, like the more complex the workflow you're creating, the more that it is going to make sense to start off in GPT and then import it and then make the tweaks, connect all the nodes the way that you want them. But yeah, that's how you can create any workflow that you can imagine in GPT and then import it into n8n. Any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope that's been useful. Cheers.